My site visit was conducted at Martin Community College, which is located in Williamston, North Carolina. Williamston is approximately 35 to 45 minutes if you are coming from Greenville, depending upon which area of Greenville that you're coming from. It is a small rural part of eastern North Carolina, of northeast North Carolina, and the college has less than 1,000 students. On a good day, around 800 to 850 students is what I've been told, and that also corresponds to the information that you can obtain online when you research it as well, so it lines up with that. The area that I explored was the student affairs area. However, I hesitate to say student affairs because, as is the case, I believe in what I was told from a couple of people I talked to at Martin, including the career coach whose name actually changed after I did my paper to what is more in line as a transition advisor with the Career College Promise program, is that a lot of the jobs interact. So there's not a definitive student affairs department as you would find, or student affairs department or student services department as you would find probably at the university level, which that really backs up a lot of things that we've read throughout the semester, especially when we're comparing the community college or two-year program to four-year programs, but even more so when you have a small community college like Martin Community College. It is one of the smallest of the North Carolina Community College program. And while I do work for Martin County Schools, I am still learning and was not as familiar with Martin Community College despite the experience I've had with Eastern North Carolina and some of the things in the community colleges I've worked with around in this area. So it was an opportunity for me to learn more about where a lot of the students that I work with actually apply to. So I didn't really get a chance to really learn a lot about it because when I started back in January, COVID happened. So I have not had the opportunity to really explore and talk with a lot of the students, especially as a high school counselor and now graduation coach. So I chose Martin Community College in Williamston, North Carolina. I interviewed Emily Varnell. Emily is a younger career person as far as just starting out in her career at the community college level. She was originally a business major, but decided that she wanted to do something that was a little more personable. So after graduating, even with a business degree, a business background, she went back and explored and pursued one that was more human services background. And she happened upon the job of the career coach at Martin Community College. When I met her initially, and then this semester going back and talking to her again, I didn't really understand the career coach part, but then I did again after this class and knowing how a lot of the professionals within the community college do a lot of multitasking, is that while she did help students with pursuing different career paths and courses and things of that nature, she also did a lot of work and responsibility of the Career College Promise program with advising high school students at both the school that I work and the other high school in the county. So she's back and forth between those two schools, as well as at the community college, where sometimes she's asked to do some of the other services in some of the other departments, including collaborating with TRIO and even covering or taking his position at some times whenever he was out. Also supporting, we actually, in the midst of this, of the site visit and me talking to her over the past couple of months, because just trying to get a feel of it in addition to when she was here, and also going to the community college, because again, it was just an opportunity for me to explore more about the community, about Martin Community College, as I'm familiar with working with larger community college such as Pitt Community, even Nash Rocky Mount, Johnston Community College. This was different. And when I saw the college campus, it sort of looked as if it was something, you could tell the original structures, a lot of them were there. The college, when you walk into it, it is a brick building, but there's almost everything is in one place. It's a one-size-fits-all. You're not going from campus to campus or building to building, because although there's a lot of physical land, there's not a lot of construction and buildings there. So anyway, that's with Martin Community College and what I saw there. As far as one topic that I particularly enjoyed learning about the college, it is just the part of that's related to the readings. I love the transformative nature that I learned about the college, because the college has been going through a lot of change and trying to remain relevant. We learned a lot about it and read and had discussions or had discussions within our reading about becoming relevant, because it can be kind of finicky as far as the support when we know it is tax funded, and the university, or excuse me, the college being relevant to the community. And it does appear to be relevant to the community, although I did see and was in some discussions, there was a lot of small town politics that particularly occurred at Martin Community College, as far as community impact and having a say on the president, the programs, and feeling as if they have been, in addition to just the funding, just some of the politics of what would be offered, the responsiveness to the community, and how it needed to change from being more of an agricultural-based community and going after some of the grants and programs of the community college that many of the other surrounding community colleges have done. And as a result, a lot of the students that may have attended Martin Community College, because they are familiar and are comfortable with not being overwhelmed by the campus of Martin Community, instead, because of some of the confusion, small town politics, some people would say that because of the favoritism of positions and not really working towards the advancement of the college, they did go outside of the college and go to Pitt Community, Washington, and going into Beaufort Community College and things like that, whereas this is supposed to primarily serve this area and Bertie County. So that was the topic. I'm not saying I enjoyed learning about the small town politics and some of the things I heard, but just knowing that there was a lot of invested and dedicated community college professionals that really still sought and researched some of the programs that they wanted available for the area here, especially because of the lack of transportation for a lot of the people that are in the county, a lot of the resources. There's a significant amount of economic disparity as far as the students that are here and their parents. And there are a lot of first-generation students that their first initiation is going to be the community college, because they're comfortable and there's more of an impact for you to be able to actually reach students here, because it is a welcoming and homey environment. So that is something I did enjoy actually learning more about. That's something that they are seeking, is to actually extend that as far as continuing to be relevant, which is something that we've discussed a lot in our class, by accessing programs. In particular, there's a linesman program that is one of the things that they're doing to have more career opportunities for students, again, being relevant to this area, in addition to the teacher ed program that they're aligning with, along with the CCP, or Career College Promise program. So just learning about the transformative nature of being relevant was something that I did enjoy learning about, that even though they're multitasking a lot with the positions, because they don't have the money to specialize in a lot of different things that you'd see on a four-year college level, that it seems as if the morale is pretty high. As far as a challenge or a trend, it is, as most people, and most, especially small community colleges, is along with COVID, they were already battling the lower enrollment. At one point, there was a discussion with Martin Community College, from what I also learned as I talked to not Emily for that particular point, but some other people about the college, is that there was a discussion of Martin, because of its low enrollment of less than 1,000 people, being a satellite college instead of being a freestanding community college on its own. And that is something that they feel like they will be fighting again, is with the relevancy, and that with COVID and having the access because of, again, with the rural area and the economic disparities in the county. But actually, our students, our high school students, have been a really played a large part in help bridging and assisting to mitigate that challenge, because they've taken the information that we've been able to give to our students, because we do have the constant contact with our student services and how we have to reach out virtually and give hotspots and Chromebooks and things like that, that some of the adults, again, a topic that I'm really invested in is first generation students, that will be able to actually help those students. So that is Martin Community College. Thank you.